Americans face a variety of health problems every day. A healthier way of living is within your reach. Let Step by Step to Health and Wellness be your bridge to living a happier and healthier life. To help you on this journey, Final012, author of Do You Know Me? Do You Know the Alzheimer's Disease? Step by Step to Health and Wellness combines the holistic and Western approach to your overall health and well-being for your body, mind, and spirit.
Hello, and welcome to Step by Step, Health and Wellness. Today on our show, we'll introduce you on how to take care of an Alzheimer's patient. I am your host, Ebony Webster, and no, I am not a doctor, but I found out about Alzheimer's after reading this book by Final012, Do You Know Me? Do You Know Alzheimer's Disease? I found her to be very passionate about caring for Alzheimer's disease patients, so I would like to share a little bit of her world with you. Get ready to hear about the 4 stages of Alzheimer's disease, what you will experience when caring for an Alzheimer's patient, how to talk to them, and most of all, how to understand their world, why you have to keep them in a good mindset, and all the things you need to do to help them through this long, hard journey while keeping them safe. I have a lot of good information about caring for Alzheimer's, so if you or someone you know is having a hard time with this disease, then you should listen to this show. I hope this show will take you into the world of an Alzheimer's patient. I want you to see what they see. Alzheimer's comes in 4 stages, and each stage can last anywhere from 1 to 3 years, depending on your loved one's minds, and only God knows that. There are some cases where it can move fast, and once again, only God is in control of that. However, your place is to handle each stage with loving care for however long it takes. I'm doing a show because I believe that Alzheimer's patients can live at home with their family until the bittersweet end. Maxine has been working with Alzheimer's patients for years. Not only that, she has seen every stage and how it can affect the minds of the loved ones. She has also seen what Alzheimer's can do to a family. It can tear apart the strongest of families and bring the weakest ones together. But make no mistake, Alzheimer's will change your life and the life of your family forever. What I hope to show you is how to deal with this disease in a way that it will make your family stronger and bring all you guys together until the bittersweet end. And yes, I know what you're thinking. That can happen. I first would like to start with just letting you know what Alzheimer's is and how it's going to affect your loved one's mind. So take a very close look at this clip.
What is Alzheimer's disease? Alzheimer's is a slow, fatal disease of the brain affecting 1 in 10 people over the age of 65. No one is immune. The disease comes on gradually as 2 abnormal protein fragments called plaques and tangles accumulate in the brain and kill brain cells. They start here in the hippocampus, the part of the brain where memories are first formed. Over many years' time, the plaques and tangles slowly destroy the hippocampus, and it becomes harder and harder to form new memories. Simple recollections from a few hours or days ago that the rest of us might take for granted are just not there. After that, more plaques and tangles spread into different regions of the brain, killing cells and compromising function wherever they go. This spreading around is what causes the different stages of Alzheimer's. From the hippocampus, the disease spreads here to the region of the brain where language is processed. When that happens, it gets tougher and tougher to find the right word. Next, the disease creeps toward the front of the brain, where logical thought takes place. Very gradually, a person begins to lose the ability to solve problems, grasp concepts, and make plans. Next, the plaques and tangles invade the part of the brain where emotions are regulated. When this happens, the patient gradually loses control over moods and feelings. After that, the disease moves to where the brain makes sense of things it sees, hears, and smells. In this stage, Alzheimer's wreaks havoc on a person's senses and can spark hallucinations. Eventually, the plaques and tangles erase a person's oldest and most precious memories, which are stored here in the back of the brain. Near the end, the disease compromises a person's balance and coordination, and in the very last stage, it destroys the part of the brain that regulates breathing and the heart. The progression from mild forgetting to death is slow and steady, and takes place over an average of 8 to 10 years. It is relentless and, for now, incurable. Helping your family, friends, and neighbors to better understand Alzheimer's will reduce stigma, improve care, and even help the fight for a cure. Thanks for helping to do your part. Learn more at www.aboutalz.org.
Stage 1 can be and will be tricky. You will have to learn your loved ones all over again. You may say, what do I have to learn? I know my loved one already. I know what they will do and will not do. That may be true, but do you know what the Alzheimer's will or will not do? In stage 1, your loved ones are fighting every minute of the day to keep their mind for as long as they can. I look at stage 1 as the cover-up stage, the denial stage. In this stage, you will hear a lot of, there isn't anything wrong with me. Those doctors don't know what they're talking about. I feel great. So what if I forget things sometimes? Does everyone? But if I make notes for myself, I will remember. Then you will find notes all over the house. That is good. Let them make their notes. As a matter of fact, help them with making notes. You can start by making sure they have enough sticky paper and pens close by at all times. If they forget to look at a note and make a mistake, don't get mad and scold them like a child. Tell them in a nice, calm voice, I sometimes forget to look at my notes also. And that no harm was done, we will do better next time. And let's see what we can do to help fix and make it better. You will have to always try to keep them in a good, positive mindset. You may find some things out of place, like the milk in the kitchen cabinet or with the dishes. Do not belittle them. Say something funny about it, or don't say anything at all, but just put it in the right place. They may even accuse you of taking the things that they have misplaced. Again, don't scream at them about that. You never took anything. You can say, I think I seen it over there. Then go get it from them, put it in their hand, and tell them again what it is. Because also in this stage, they can have something in their hand and still cannot find it. This stage is very delicate, and it set the stage for your relationship down the road. And that relationship will determine as how they will feel about you later on. If you plant an angry seed, you will grow an angry plant. Remember, in this stage, you are trying to help your loved one keep as much of their mind as strong as possible, and they need all of your strength. Then we move to stage 2. Now let's talk about stage 2. Stage 2 is where they know that they have a problem, and they can no longer hide it from you or themselves. This will bring on a higher level of anxiety. Also, at this stage, they can see themselves leaving you and coming back. In this stage, we are looking at safety issues. While being at home with your loved one, you may hear them say, I'm leaving. Will you be here when I get back? Now, in your mind, you were thinking, they don't know what they're talking about because they're not going anywhere. So you brush it off and ignore what they're saying. Don't do that. But if you stop and take their hand and let them know that it's okay for them to go, and you'll be right here when you get back, just as long as they come back. But if you stop and take their hand and let them know that it's okay for them to go, and that you'll be right here when they get back, just as long as they come back. Everyone has a different personality. Some will stay, some will move, and some will move around sometimes. And while they're gone, they can do some stuff that is out of their character. So, keep an eye on them just to keep them safe, and only interfere when danger is in the way. And be there when they come back. They will need you to be there for them, holding their hand, letting them know that they had a good trip. And don't take the things they say for granted. Listen with your heart, not your ears. Do not scold them for something that they did while they were gone, because they're not going to know what you are talking about. To them, they are in a dreamlike state, and they're not doing anything. Remember, it is your job to keep them safe without taking away their dignity. And sometimes they can wander off. Let them walk if it is a nice day. Do not scream at them about what they are doing while they are in that state. As you know by now, they are asking you what day it is, what time it is, over and over again. Get a digital clock or a bulletin board and write the day and time on it, and have them read it to you. That will give them some form of independence. On a nice day, take them for a walk or someplace to get an ice cream cone, or perhaps to the park and watch the kids play. This is not only good for them, but for you as well. Also, in this stage, there is a big problem with safety. You will need more than one person to help with their care at this point. Not all Alzheimer's do these things, but some do. Remember, prepare for the worst and pray for the best. Never take them for granted. You are only one person, and you cannot keep your eyes on them every minute of the day. You have to sleep, go to the bathroom, take a bath, take a break. A lot of things happen in this stage. You may want to install locks on the doors or door alarms like these. Taking care of an Alzheimer's patient is more demanding than taking care of a child. It is more demanding than caring for a handicapped person. A child will listen to you for the most part. A handicapped person will stay where you put them for the most part. An Alzheimer's patient will not do any of those things for very long. They may feel that they have been where you are trying to go, that they know what's best for them, that you are trying to be bossy, and that you are even trying to control their life. And you are. The part that they don't understand is why. That is where you have to remember to stop and understand that Alzheimer's has taken that away from them. So you must do it in a way that they will appreciate your help. You will always have to come up with something new, because what may have worked yesterday may not work today. The main caregiver will usually be a spouse, daughter, son, aunt, uncle, or even a distant relative. Someone who is there for them 24/7. Someone that they can say, "Thank God Almighty that you are still here." In this stage, they also have another side that is not so good. When someone comes over to the house to help you, an Alzheimer's patient can be gone, and while they're not themselves, they will lie on you. Also, at this stage, an Alzheimer's patient will not like what their main caregiver is doing, and they will tell anyone who listens some troubling things about the main caregiver. Troubling things such as abuse, neglect, and then they'll ask you not to repeat what they discussed out of fear of retaliation from the caregiver. Again, do not get upset with them about this. When you find out what is going on, remember, It is disease talking, not them. Do not confront them with it because they really don't know what you are talking about. And because you know the truth, and the only person that they're telling this to should listen, they're probably going to say, I will talk to him or her, and for them not to worry. The main caregiver and the helper should always keep an open mind together. After all, it takes a village. And also at this stage, they will more than likely become wonders. They can walk out the door thinking they're trying to go to the bathroom and even end up outside. You would think that if they went out the wrong door and found themselves outside that they should turn around and come back inside, right? But that is not the way Alzheimer's patients think. So then instead, they become scared and lost. They become scared that they forgot what they were looking to do in the first place. Their anxiety level is very, very high at this point. So they just start walking. Well, your next question is, where is the main caregiver? Well, he or she may step out of the room to use the bathroom, or maybe even gone into the kitchen to fix a snack that took longer than expected, or they went to take the laundry out of the washer. It only takes a split second for an Alzheimer's patient to get away from you. More so when your back is turned. It is impossible to keep your eyes on a person every second of the day. If you're only there with them 100% of the time, then you'll have to put some safety things in place. Stage 2 is very hard for the caregiver. Now we will move on to stage 3 and 4. Now we will talk about stage 3 and 4. This is where your Alzheimer's patient is losing most of their body functions. They fall down easily. They sometimes don't know who you are or where they are. So they try to find a safe place in the house, and they try to stay there as much as possible. Not everyone with Alzheimer's will do this, but some of them will. Everyone, again, is different. Because every personality is different, they can become very angry and want to fight. So there is a saying that you should always remember: prepare for the worst and pray for the best. Some of them may even become afraid of water. If so, then do not try to make them shower or put them in a tub of water. A good wash-off will do just fine until they are ready for more than that. You may put a plate of food in front of them to eat and they will not eat it. They may look at you crazy, like you just put a plate of mush in front of them. It is not because they don't want to eat it. They just don't know what to do with it. And they will not know that they are hungry. You will have to become their everything, like you did with your own child when they could not tell you what they wanted. So help them get started. Most of the time, that will be enough. But depending on your loved one, you may have to keep your eyes on them to make sure that they don't forget what they're doing. Then there's stage 4. This is the hardest stage of them all. Your loved ones are no longer able to do anything for themselves. They can no longer walk. Sometimes they cannot talk. They don't know how to or where to use the bathroom. They will become your baby. And in this stage, they're more disoriented sometimes. If they can still walk, they will walk away. Never take them for granted. Never take for granted that they will not walk away. Not until they are all the way bedridden. And at this point, you may even have to change the way you prepare their food. But make it look appealing. Make it look like something they will eat. And taste is just as important to them. Just because they can't communicate to you does not mean that they don't have feelings. Let me tell you something. When you said you will take on that job, that does not mean that you can stop when it suits you because you feel they are in their last stage. So you ask, what's the use? You can only stop when they take their last breath, and no, not a moment before. Just because they cannot eat solid foods and drinking water becomes hard and they cannot get out of bed does not mean that they still cannot feel. In this stage, the brain is no longer communicating with the body. Their organs are failing at this stage. The only thing you can do as a caregiver is to make your loved ones as comfortable as humanly possible. For as long as you may even have to at that. Soon, their lungs will stop working and God will come for them. Your work here will be done. People say prepare yourselves for when they leave. But I have not actually seen someone really ready to say goodbye to their loved ones. They are tired from all the things that Alzheimer's have brought into their life. But to lose someone you love will touch your heart. That is why it is called the bittersweet end. If you like this show and it was some help to you, or you feel like it can be a help to someone you know, please send us a donation to keep us on the air. Everything is appreciated, no matter how small. Also, if you would like to sponsor us, we will run your commercial. You can call us at 404-587-7933 for more information, or email funchessmx@aol.com. Thank you for viewing my show and have a very blessed day. Thank you for watching. Now, stay tuned next time where we'll give some information that may help you save a life.